So here we go, Dave. I'll turn it over to you. Get us into the first face-off here.
It's the first game of the men's home internationals here. Home internationals used to be a fantastic tournament in football. Unfortunately, that went away. But in the men's, it came back in 2019. Then we had the pandemic. And now it's in the new sixes format here at Pethermill in the University of Edinburgh. And England come up with the first face-off. And the red helmet is... for England, number 17, Dan Watson from the Mellor Lacrosse Club. Good work inside. That wasn't a takeout, the referees decide. It did come off a Scotland player, but they decided it came off a white player. So it remains 0-0. Long pass there by number 6 for Scotland, Callum Barrett. He's from the Silver City Lacrosse Club in Aberdeen. And again, it's Dan Watson, this time uses his shoulder to get in, slots that one top corner. It's 1-0 to England. Number 17 with the goal against number 5 in goal for Scotland. It's Toby Cleaver-Ross. Nice split dodge there. Number 2 for Scotland. Shot and save by Will Baxter. Didn't see what the call was there. Looks like someone's going to spend 30 seconds in the naughty corner on the naughty step. So it'll be England ball. It should be a free clear, and they'll be on the power play, 5-on-4. And again, they already lead the game 1-0 with a goal by Dan Watson. Good patience here, number 16 stepping in. Star of the tournament at the fly in Dillashaw. Great look, this excellent passing move there. Tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, really quick ball movement there in tight space, yeah?
Yeah, it was a man up, so they had more space to work with, but that speed of ball movement, everyone's going to struggle to play with. Nathan, I just think about that, I've got the right number. Yeah, it was Nathan Edwards with the finish, with, I believe it was a cross-crease feed on the man up from Dan Watson. So it was number 20 from number 17. Gives England the 2-0 lead. Scotland yet to trouble the scorers. The referees are getting together. Stop all clocks. Usually means we're going to have a bit of a chat.
So, Dave, you've been involved in lacrosse for decades.
Yes, yes.
And seen all formats. Tell me your thoughts about sixes on the men's side.
I was a skeptic to start. Thought this wasn't, we've got enough varieties of lacrosse as it is. But actually, it isn't an adjusted. It's not like box. It's not like field. It's not like women's. This is a completely new format. The players have been involved in the design and the setup of the rules. They've had trials, and this is very much a bespoke form of the game. Very fast, very action-packed. With just off the post there, actually. I thought it was another save by Will Baxter. The England senior men's goalie at field lacrosse as well. He was voted the 2016 MVP at the European Championships in Budapest. Whereas a goalie, he averaged 75% saves, which is just remarkable. Beautiful goal there. You ran out of angle initially. Or have they called timeout first? No, the goal counts. That's Elliot Hurry from Nottingham Trent University and the Norbury Lacrosse Club in Hazel Grove. He caught the ball, realised there wasn't enough angle on goal to get his shot, controlled the ball and came back and dove across the crease and to get another one past Toby Cleaver-Ross in goal.
So I'm not sure what the stoppage is here, Dave.
Yeah, there's. I think the referees again. It's new for them as well. It's a new format of the game, and with it being an international tournament, you'll quite often get referees who've never worked together, and so the usual smooth running and mechanics may not be as smooth.
Yeah, one of the umpires is speaking with Lorna Powell, the tournament director. There's an issue with the
sneaky. It's a shot clock that's at our side of the field, so we can't see it. Yeah, the shot clock with one of the rules, obviously, in this new format, is that similar to box lacrosse, there's a 30-second shot clock. And if you get a reset, which actually where the ball hits the frame of the goal or hits the goalkeeper inside the crease, then you get another 30 seconds. But it's absolutely vital that the players on the field have a visible cue for that shot clock. So they need to know if there's 30 seconds left in the shot clock or if there's 5 seconds left. So it is actually a technical difficulty, but it's also a vital part of the game.
Right. You can't really play without it. It looks like they may be ready to restart here. Yeah, here we go. Scotland in possession.
Gets it to number 2. That's Thomas Gilbrook. Great speed clearing the ball. He took it off his goalkeeper. Sprints at field. As we see what looks like a box helmet there by number 9. That's Ben Robertson. Get a great trail check. Number 14 for Scotland. That's George Harrison Church from the Timperley Lacrosse Club. He's actually a medic by trade. He's doing his house officer year. Actually told me he did a 13-hour day yesterday before travelling up from Manchester to Edinburgh. That's a long day out. 13-hour work day. But great trail check. Number 14, George Harrison Church.
Yeah, there was a foul earlier in that possession, so somebody's headed to the sin bin.
Like that's number 7, which is Ben Pope, an attack player from Exeter University. He'll be taking a break. And I believe that's a timeout by
it didn't seem,
England.
Yeah, it makes sense it would be.
Because the England coach that was rushing on obviously had something to say about their penalty kill.
Yes, 3-0 to England. And so Dave, I know that you participated at the Fly. You watched some of the action there. You didn't participate, but you
watched all the action.
You watched all the action, exactly. And so how have you seen the game evolve since that tournament, which was kind of the first iteration of sixes?
I think there's a long way to go, but it has evolved. On the very first day, on the July the 17th, the game day 1, there was a lot of field lacrosse being played on a sixes field. People just hadn't adjusted, they weren't familiar with the rules, and just playing by habit. Finals day was a lot better, and obviously the guys that have played in Lillishall power play, that's one of the keys is taking an outside shot, which would be fine on man up in the field game. Every shot that's off target in sixes is a turnover. So you have to have the shot on goal, and because you need that shot on goal, you have to make the one more pass. So I give up a good shot for a great shot. And there we just see a sidearm shot from 15 yards. And there we have another shot on the run, on the angle, in field. That would be perfectly acceptable. That was Nick DiCaprio. Nick's actually quite a great story. He's wearing number 22. He actually played long stick for Michigan in Division 1 in America for 4 years, and he was a 2-year captain. He got drafted into the MLL and actually decided to come over to England as part of the Lacrosse the Pond. And now he's playing short stick for the national team in a sixes tournament. This is Will Baxter on the ball. Scotland taking another errant shot.
So just under 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. It's England 3, Scotland 0.
Beautiful finish.
Beautiful shake and bake, change levels.
Yeah, hesitation move, make the goalkeeper guess, basically, whether you're going to go high or low. Super finish by Dan Watson. We assist off his Mellor colleague. I believe that was number 21, Josh Simpson-Pink. Good interception by Baxter. A little bit miss off cue. It's not like him. Looked like he was going to create the breakaway. And there's a goal for Scotland with the box helmet on the far side. Oh, I can't see his number at the moment.
That would be Ben Robertson.
Number 19. Yeah, number 9. This is Ben Robertson. And the assist was from our near side here, marking number 1 is from Fergus McMahon. And another goal by the England number 16, which is Alex Russell, currently plying his trade at Long Island University. So he's playing in Division 1. Actually, he may have actually graduated, sorry. So last year may have been his last year.
I think he has. Yeah, he's back in the UK now.
They really have got a great pipeline over at Poynton. Players playing in college. Again, nice ground ball by Baxter. Gets it up to Dan Watson. Carries it behind.
Well, Will Baxter having a great game. That's 2 interceptions. He's jumping out of the crease and knocking out some passes.
Very, very active player, goalkeeper, but also a tremendous leader. He sets very high standards for himself. That's a great fake and finish. That's another one for Nathan Edwards. So the assist off Dan Watson. I believe that is 4-1 now.
Dave, there's only one rule exception in this tournament to the formal Sixes rules, and that's that men are allowed to run through the crease or be in the crease for this particular tournament. So that kind of came up on that play because the England defender was sort of unwilling to go into the crease, sort of playing the old rules slightly.
There was that more confusion, unfortunately, at the first day of the fly tournament down at Lilleshall. There was some misunderstanding with the crease rules, so you're absolutely correct. But the refereeing were in fact applying the women's crease defensive rules in the men's game, which added to the confusion. I mean, normally there's no restriction on men's, whether you're marking a man within a stick's length or whether you're not. Last 12 seconds, an outrageous shot from 40 yards. Hoping to catch Toby Cleaver-Ross.
And that's it, the first quarter. England 6, Scotland 1. I think both goalies had a...
Yeah, the little eyes lit up. There's a chance to get in the score. Under the current rules in Sixes, obviously all of these rules are the rules at the moment. They're still looking for feedback, still getting feedback on tweaks that may be for the Olympic version of the game, if they manage to get a chance to go through. There's the World Games next year in Alabama. But the current score is 6-1 to England. And the goalkeepers, the only offside rule, normally in field lacrosse, you have to keep 3 players in the attacking half and 4 players in the defensive half. Now, normally that'd be 3 defenders and the goalie. But the goal is allowed over. In Sixes, anyone can go anywhere except the goalkeeper. He's like, no, get back. You're not allowed to go over the halfway line. I just think that they're not happy about it. The goalies union.
So, Dave, recapping the first half, 6-1 to England. Are you seeing what you would more or less expect in this matchup?
I think England benefit from both the coaches. They've actually got co-head coaches today. So in the final 2 weeks ago, it was the Forge, coached by Mike Bartlett, who lost by a goal to the Rise, who were coached by Vince Cara. And both of them are now co-coaches of the England team, with most of this team having also played, in effect, 3 game days. So it's like, most of these Scottish players weren't at Lilleshall, and so it's like England have had 3 days of practice, acclimating to the rules, tweaking things, and just getting used to the pace of the game. It's not, box on grass. It's not field lacrosse plus. It's a completely different game. So
Coach Matt Bagley of Scotland, he's just coming out of timeout. What do you suppose, what's the message he needs to give to Scotland at this point?
It's going to be a long day. Relax, count to 10, and let's go again. They're playing a little bit tight. So they have scored, but it's not just a physical game, Sixes, it's a mental game. If you're on the field, you can't switch off because it's always live. And even if the ball is out of play, your opponent can gain an advantage just by moving without the ball. As we see the legal procedure there on the face-off. Number 14 for England is Tom Roach. I didn't actually catch. I was looking at my notes. Was that a goal or was that missed?
No, it was a miss over the top. It was such a powerful shot. It was hard to track. Scotland now in possession.
Good pressure by Number 21, Josh Simpson-Pink. If he'd managed to get the Scottish player number 2, which is Thomas Gilbrook, to step back over the halfway line, that's a change of possession. It's a turnover, over and back, similar to basketball. This is Mason Robbins on the ball now with a shiny green stick, some fluorescent arm pads. He's actually, this week, just won the nomination for Vice President of the European Lacrosse Federation, which is great news for Mason, but also for Scotland lacrosse and lacrosse in Great Britain. So he's the Vice President of the whole of the European Lacrosse Federation. And just obviously on cue, the
commentator's curse.
He drops the ball and looks at his mates like, why are you looking at me like that? Fantastic.
Still 6-1 to England. No goals scored in the second quarter as of yet.
That's Mike Pomfret lining up. Again, that would be a perfectly acceptable shot in field lacrosse. But if you miss the cage, that's a low percentage shot, running at full pace down the alley, taking a shot on the run, it's a turnover. Again, a feed there through to George Harrison Church, the defender. That one just got away from him. This is Michael Pomfret from the Stockport Lacrosse Club. Bit of a nudge in the back for Nick DiCaprio, no relation. And Toby clears the ball. Good wheels clearing it out. If in doubt, run very quickly, can't go wrong. It's a breakaway for England. Nice low, high, low fake. And puts another one in the back of the net. England 7, Scotland 1. That was Alex Russell, who was the MVP of the Fly tournament. As I say, he just finished his career at Long Island University. Division 1 player from America, but he was actually originally from the Poynton Lacrosse Club, and he's gone back to the Poynton Lacrosse Club. That's a great cut by Ben Pope. Got the feed from Mason Robbins. But I think he was celebrating before he actually caught the ball there. If he had caught it, he had a one-on-one chance. This is I believe he's 21, Nathan Edwards from the Norbury Lacrosse Club, and plays at Leeds Beckett University. He's in the competition for the under-21 tournament in Limerick. That's a great look again by Dan Watson, number 17 in the red helmet, is really good at using his body to get his hands free. So he looks like he's got a man draped all over him, but at the same time he's got his head up and he's looking at who's open and where he can get the feed to, as another one goes astray. It's an unforced turnover, this time by Pete Ross. It's very quiet out here on the field. I'm surprised. There's normally a lot more shouting either by the coaches to the players. It's a timeout white.
Timeout to England, who leads 7-1 with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first half.
Dominant performance to start the game.
Dominant performance, and on the England attack, they seem so confident now. They're just happy to kind of swing it around the outside and then look for an opportunity. Whereas Scotland, when they come down and attack, kind of just bring it in, and they're not quite sure what the next step is. So I think
it is. It's not just comfort. It's the confidence in your teammates. There's a lot of club connections here. There's a few players that have played for Poyntons, a few players that play at the same club at Mellor. And there we see just a quick setup. You're open, I'll pass you the ball, you shoot. That was number 15, Paul Wainwright, actually from the Spencer Lacrosse Club. Nice pickup. He's under pressure. Manages to get out of it. That's good play by Ben Robertson. And shot by Connor Fitzsimmons from Glasgow City. Again, I'm not sure how much these Scotland players have actually trained together. There's a lot in the domestic league from clubs such as Silver City, Aberdeen, Glasgow City, Edinburgh City. But they've also got some players from, and there's one actually here from Jack Miles is from the University of Edinburgh. So it must be great for him to be playing on his home turf. but they also have players from Hillcroft who play in the Southern League, one from Poynton, Loughborough University, and George Harrison Church is actually just moved clubs. He's playing at, or will be playing at Simply. He's had one practice with them so far. So it's England back on the ball. It's man-on-man defence for Scotland. And it's the man himself, Dan Watson. He's taken to this game like a duck to water, using his physical strength to get inside position and managed to get a shot off while he was on the turn. Another goal for England. England 9. Scotland 1.
Yeah, tough game for Scotland so far. They can't figure out England defensively. England have a powerful attack, don't they? And they just don't quite have an answer for it. Oh,
that's a
terrific shot.
Well done.
Yeah,
there's the inverse commentator's curse. Oh, Scotland is struggling as he spins and
nice roll and a very compact yet powerful shot.
Shooting on the turn.
Yeah,
fantastic finish. Will Baxter wasn't, and a nice save to follow it up.
Callum Barrett on the save there.
Cleveland and Ross, very good. Off hip is a difficult place, or one of the most difficult places for a goalie to make a save, because when you go underneath to get there, or come over the top to get there.
Miscue from England there, so Callum Barrett to bring the ball.
Momentum.
Yeah.
Since it's like, well, they're struggling. Great couple of minutes there, great couple of possessions by Scotland. Let's see if they can continue with it and make the most. This is number 8 on the ball, but Pete Ross.
You know, Dave, one of the things I'm noticing is the change in physicality between the men's field and now the sixes format. The men have tend to err on committing a lot of fouls and being sent to the sin bin. Not so in this game.
I think there's no long sticks, which is a change. There's no cross-checking. That's now illegal. It's a change. There's no body checking. That's now a change. And in effect, it's almost gone back to the lacrosse of the 1980s, where you have to defend with your feet and your gloves and your forearms and actually use a stick, maybe for a poke check. And there's been not a slippage, that's the wrong word, but the game has been getting more and more power-based.
Right.
And it's like, well, I can actually intimidate you just by hitting you really hard with a big stick. And I don't have to be a great skillful player.
Right. And then it just seems to me that at Fly anyway, the men were committing a lot of fouls because they were bringing that physicality in the field game. But now that in this match today, I mean, we've had a few major fouls, but not many. I think they're getting the finesse of it a little bit more.
And what's interesting, there's been a few occasions where somebody in a normal field game would definitely have been taken out, and they've actually managed to stop themselves and make the adjustment.
Oh, terrific shot.
Fergus McMahon with another goal for Scotland.
So as we learn the sixes format, it is a game of adjustments, isn't it?
Like I say, personally, it's quick feet, quick hands, and having a quick mind. If you're, again, beautiful feed by number 14, I want to say. No, it was 16. It's Alec Russell as Will Baxter takes a inverted brackets shot that missed by 30 yards. I hope we caught that one on video.
So that concludes the first half of play. England men's versus Scotland men's. England leading 9-3.
And again, I think a lot of that was England have made the adjustment because all their players have played at the Fly on 17th of July and then 2 weeks later in the finals weekend. So they've had probably 6 games each. And coming up against Scotland, who've not been part of a Sixes tournament in this current format. So it'll be interesting because today, in the men's side and the women's side, each country in the home internationals will play the other 2 countries twice. So they're all guaranteed 4 games, and it'll be interesting to see in their next meeting how that goes as we see the replays here. And it really is shoot on sight from the England team. Half a space, half a yard as we have here, Dan Watson gets really low, centre of gravity, spins his man and then shoots high. Dan technically is an excellent player. As we see, just as you said they were struggling, the turn and shoot in one motion. It was fantastic. And here's the drive that I missed. Looking at my notes, beautiful high to low finish. And just to put it into context, Will Baxter here is the number 11. He's actually playing in Limestone at the moment. He's doing a postgraduate course at Limestone College, which is Division 2 in the NCAA. But like I say, he was the MVP at the European Championships in 2016, when England beat Israel in the European Championship finals, which were filmed and broadcast by our partners, the Lacrosse Sports Network. I was very grateful for that, because I didn't make the trip. But he, in that tournament, averaged 75%, which is like averaging an A-star or a double A-star, whatever, something really good. It's like, if you had one game at 75%, you'd be a happy camper. But to average the whole tournament, that's unbelievable. I've never seen any goalkeeper have a performance like that at a major tournament.
Well, still a little bit of jitters, it seems like, especially on the Scotland side. Some of the stick skills aren't quite as sharp as you'd want to see in a match like this. England had a nice run of really connecting some really good fast passes, but in this transition game, the way it is with sixes, it's that risk-reward scenario, isn't it? If you really push, you can get a fast break goal, or it might result in a turnover, and it's kind of back on your defensive end.
Every possession is crucial. It's not can you score more or can you stop more. It's can we get more possessions than the opposition. And if you're throwing away passes, not under pressure, not from a great takeaway check, not from a great interception, just a fundamental exchange between two open players, it's going to make you're batting uphill. It's going to make life very difficult for you.
And because you don't have the face-off after every goal, you're guaranteed pretty close to 50% of the possessions. So if you have a higher conversion rate than your opponent, and so it's all about getting high percentage shots in the end.
Yeah, and this is where if you can get a turnover, it's a +1 for you. If your opponent throws the ball away, oh, thank you very much. Throw away some more. That's great, because that's one less goal you have to score against them.
Indeed. All right, looks like we're just wrapping up now. Halftime, England men versus Scotland men in the Home Nation Sixes tournament here in Edinburgh, Scotland. We're at the Peppermill Playing Fields. Beautiful sunny day in Scotland. England 9, Scotland 3. Time for the second half.
It was interesting, having watched the Lilleshall tournament, it was quite a fast track. So it was a hard field down at Lilleshall and very short grass. It's a bit more lush here, this grass. So I've noticed in the women's game where the ball normally would have bounced out of bounds, we're suddenly stopping, and it's like, oh, got to go and run for that. We had obviously you're doing the commentary on that one, but there were about 5 or 6 times the goalkeeper was clearing it up to this left side, and some of them went out of bounds, but the ones that didn't, it's like suddenly I've got to run 40 yards just to get a ground ball that I thought was had missed.
This is why you tell your players to sprint after the ball, even when you think it's going out. Yeah.
It's funny, so you've seen the reactions. It's like, oh, that one's gone. And oh, no, it hasn't. Time to run. I thought it was a magnificent performance, by the way, by Scotland in that first game.
Yeah, it really was. That was a fantastic match. Again, like we saw here, a little bit of jitters with the stick skills initially, knocking the travel and the rust off the sticks. But
I thought when Phil Collier, the head coach, is calling 2 timeouts, one of which with 11 seconds to go, and is a goal up, and it's like, nope, I'm not risking it. Timeout. We need to plan how we're not going to lose the ball in the next 11 seconds.
Right.
I thought Scotland put them under tremendous pressure by varying the tactics, having a goal hanger, leaving. I can't remember what her name was. There was a Scottish lady, left-hander in attack, who was staying near the goal, and basically it was a goal hanger, and they never quite got their head around how to do
that was Jenny Ayton from Scotland.
Jenny Ayton, brilliant.
Sorry, we're
the face-off is away, and it's straight out of bounds, but that's off an England stick, and all the action was there. Great pass, great pickup, and unfortunately just bounced it wide of the goal. Quick thinking though there, that's a much better start to this half. Still England 9, Scotland 3 for that first 30 seconds. Very sharp. Back to all even. This is Gilbrook on the ball, nice pick by number 6. That's Callum Barrett. Oh, unlucky. Intercepted by the Alex Russell. Great play again, this time setting up a teammate as he sets up Tom Hallam, who's actually naturally a long stick player for the Mellor Lacrosse Club. Came up with an outrageous one-handed pickup in the fly. On the run, just flicked his wrist, scooped the ball up, and they're getting on the score sheet. A nice assist by Alex Russell. Alex, as I said, he's part of the Poynton programme as we have a breakaway one-on-one. Toby Cleaver-Ross, and this time 3 fakes. Josh Simpson-Pink. It's the battle of the hyphenated surnames. Honestly, looks like a Monty Python sketch. But great finish by Simpson-Pink. He's probably the youngest player at this tournament, at least on the men's side. He had thought he'd had a serious injury at the fly. Unfortunately, he didn't. As Baxter comes up with another save, this time I think that was from Robertson again.
That was Robertson again. In fact, I was going to say, we've been name-checking him quite a bit. I think he's having a really good match for Scotland. He's creating some opportunities for himself.
Well, I think there are, of the 3 varieties, sixes, box and field, I think there's more similarities in style with sixes and box than there is sixes. Nice finish again. This is the Michigan long stick. He's actually wearing a flesh-coloured T-shirt under his uniform. I thought his shorts were falling down then. But he had 4 years as a defender in Michigan, 2 years as the captain, and has come over to England as part of the Across the Pond programme, and now he's a attacking short stick midfielder. Here's Robertson again. You build these players up and they just let you down. It's like, nope, denied.
But this is a tough England defense, and he is able to create some opportunities for himself and have a look and have a lash.
I completely agree, but he's probably also able to create better opportunities than falling away off balance. As Alex Russell double fakes and then again puts that on the off stick side, hip high. It's a really tough save for Cleaver-Ross, and that's over and back, and that's just a mental error, a mental lapse. It's Michael Barkley, who my understanding was, because there's not many left-handers on this team, he was going to be playing left-handed attack, number 11.
Yeah, he's one of the Scotland captains along with the goalkeeper, Callum Barrett.
Oh, helicopter check, and the ball stayed in the stick. Great play, good turnover by Fergus McMahon. He's drawn a penalty as well. Excellent play. Not only does he, what was the Jana said? Jana?
Oh, Jana, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The
yard sale.
I've got no idea what that is. It sounds
I think we just saw one, though.
Yeah, yes, exactly. I don't know what it is, but that's it. When the stick goes flying. De-twigged.
Well, it's definitely uncommon to see the ball stay in the stick.
It's probably one for if the coaches or assistant coaches should be putting that one in the memory bank so next time he scores a goal, having a stick check. That was dubious. As that one rings off the crossbar. I think that one was blocked.
Yeah, hit the goalie. So it remains Scotland possession, yeah. So Scotland looking a lot more confident now they're man up. You know,
Right.
now they've got a little space to work with, and the
Well,
ball's zipping around.
That's a great save.
Amazing save.
High bounce shot, and Baxter read it all the way. Shot was from Jack Crawley. He's got a bit of a cannon, right-handed. And there we have one that we were tipped off before the game. Nick Caprio, and I quote, one of the best split dodges in outside of North America, is one of the profile quotes that we had.
Well, we're at England 15, Scotland 3 at the minute with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
Here's Robertson again, driving down the alley. Oh, good recovery check. That's Paul Wainwright, a Loughborough product, who's now playing with Spencer. Alex Russell. The fake is so smooth. It's not just a stick fake. He rolls his head, his shoulders. Everything is showing Toby Cleaver-Ross that I'm going to shoot the ball.
It's all about selling the fake, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, hook, line, and sinker. But it's not just his wrists or his stick. His whole body is showing what he would be doing if he was releasing the ball. He just takes control of it. As Dan Watson is called for a penalty there. So another power play for Scotland. And these are some great opportunities because there's already no long sticks, and now you've got the extra man. So somebody is open all the time. Back door at the moment. There he is. Can they see him? Yes, they can. And he was scoring before he caught the ball. But he was waving his stick there. He was open for a good 4 seconds before they got the ball to him.
Yeah, and Scotland have the right idea. Keep the ball moving, keep it hot,
Yeah.
and then when you see the opportunity, take it. Just let themselves down slightly at the end.
And I think, like you said earlier, it's that comfort level with the game and just rust. There's another one for Nathan Edwards. He scored 2 great goals earlier. There he was coming around the crease, and he was almost celebrating before he caught the ball. Poise is very important in this game. It's a great quote that Sven-Göran Eriksson, I think it was in his book, it might have been Clive Woodward's, about teacup. Have you heard that one?
No.
Teacup is the acronym. It's thinking calmly under pressure. So when your body is in the furnace, you have your head in the freezer. So in the heat of battle, you still make good decisions and do sensible things rather than just act like a headless chicken. Pretty much what Nathan didn't do. That's shot wide,
and that's the third quarter. Yeah,
that is the end of the third quarter. These are rapid quarters, by the way. That seems to have lasted 2 minutes.
It really feels that way to me. It's the pace of the game is so quickly you get absorbed by it, and then suddenly, wow, a minute left. You're
it's not like, what, is it still going? What time is it? Yeah, I can't believe they're still playing. It's like it's over nearly, and we've only just begun.
So 16-3 to England. So Matt Begley's talking to his Scots players at the minute. As a coach, what would you be saying to your team at this point? What are the takeaways that they can get out of this last quarter?
Win the next 2 minutes. Score the next goal. Stop England scoring on the next possession.
Yeah, each rep is a new rep, is what I used to tell my team. Yeah, just win the next rep, and let's not worry about the score.
It's what's the serenity prayer where you have to control the things you can control, accept the things you can't control, and have the wisdom to know the difference. It's like, well, what's happened has happened. You can't change it, but we've got 1 quarter left. How would you want to walk off this field? Winning that last quarter, or oh well, we've lost, so we've lost anyway. It doesn't matter. Yes, actually, it does matter.
It does matter.
The winners compete every second of every minute. You don't see Michael Jordan or Messi or Ronaldo, who's gone to United. Suddenly, it's like, I'll take today off. I'll take tonight off. When he's there, he competes 100%, whether he was playing for Barcelona, Real Madrid, or Barnsley.
Yeah.
Those are true athletes and true competitors.
Well, let me flip the question for you then. What does Vince Carra and Mike Bartlett say to the England squad?
Well,
what they're taking away
first
in this
off,
last quarter?
whose turn is it to talk? Yeah, Mr. Co-Coach. I'm the head coach. No, I'm the head coach. So once we've got that argument sorted, it's 0-0. These are rare opportunities. They're playing scrimmage games tomorrow, where there's no trophy. It's not a formal international. But they're scrimmaging because every chance you get to compete in this new format is an opportunity to learn.
I think you said it there. In other words, everybody needs exposure. Everybody just needs game time, reps, repetitions.
Because, oh dear, comedy of errors.
So it was
I was going to say the
midline violation there. Yeah.
Over and back. There's another goal from Alex Russell, who very quietly just keeps chipping away and has probably got 5 by now. You've probably not noticed, 3 of them. He's very, very good at being efficient with that. There's no flash, no flare. Shot goes wide. Jack Crawley. I'm not sure if he's played in North America, but he runs and carries his stick like a North American player. He's got great balance. This is Mike Pomfret. Everything but the finish. Great dodge, great fake, and then when he went to shoot, he forgot to actually take the ball with him. Very powerful, very fast midfield player from the Stockport Lacrosse Club. He'll be one to look out for in the senior field game as well as this sixes format. Here we are on the power play. That's the turnover over back. Now if Scotland hustle, he can get to that ball and ask the referee for a quick start. Or he could run over it and leave it to someone else. Oh, they're a man down actually. No. I forgive him for that. Killing the penalty is as important as getting the possession.
Yes, indeed. And it's...
He says,
yeah.
Isn't it amazing? Just it's like you say it here and the opposite happens out there. Great pass and well done.
Yeah, there they go.
A man down goal.
Man down goal.
Thomas Gilbrook of Ben Robertson, who, like you say, has had a great game. And this time, Paul Wainwright, showing why he's a defender.
Yeah.
1-on-1 finish. Beat the goalie and missed the 6 foot by 6 foot goal. 36 square feet to aim at. But he's a product of a very successful Loughborough University setup, where they're good at converting players from rugby or hockey who've never played lacrosse before, but they're athletes and competitors, and they've had great success in players converting to a new sport.
Well, lacrosse is one of those sports that once you're exposed to it, you fall in love with it. And so exposing more and better athletes to our sport is
showing that last goal on slow motion replay to music, I think, with that was more art than sport. Elliot Leonard, another one from the Norbury Lacrosse Club, plays. You can see from his helmet, he's actually wearing a Nottingham Trent helmet. So he was a scholarship athlete there, and they won books under their head coach Sam Patterson. But he plays box as well as field, and as well plays all 3 formats of the game very well. And there, used his body, then span round, and then held his stick in his hands high and shot low. He gave Cleaver Ross little to no chance on that one. And these players who are under pressure, now people around them, but make it look easy. It's like they play it in slow motion. They really top players just find the extra time, whether it's football, cricket, rugby, one-on-one. Beautiful. There's a highlight goal. Breakaway goal for Fergus McMahon, officially designated as a defender in the roster, and from his coaches. Obviously, he didn't get the memo. It's a beautiful one-on-one finish.
And when we say defender, here everybody's a midi, so defender really from the field game.
Yeah, that's his day job. Normally carries a long stick and hits people for a living. I'm sure he will have enjoyed that one.
So just under 4 minutes left, 18 to England, 5 to Scotland.
Jack Crawley with that last one. Absolute howitzer of a shot. But again, counts for nothing if you can't hit the target. This is Alex Russell. Look at a little throwback fake there. He was coming off a pick and just feinted as though he was going to throw it back to the pick. And just that slight hitch with his body movement, body language, meant that his defender stops for a second to see where the ball went. It didn't go anywhere, and he's now a step behind him. 18-5 in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes 23 seconds left to go. Again, it's interesting watching these coaches how they're dealing with the timeouts. Some of they're very short in time, or shorter than in field game, and a number of coaches got caught and had to serve a penalty. There's DiCaprio with an outside shot. I think the assist this time wasn't Russell, it was Simpson Pink. It was an excellent shot.
As a coach, I know it doesn't feel like enough time to get through the messages you need to get through, so I can see where coaches are bumping up against it. You have to develop that spidey sense of how long the timeout is and make sure you don't run over.
And this is the issue is Elliot Leonard scores another unassisted goal, but their spidey sense is almost hardwired to the 2 minute timeout.
Right.
And now you're telling me it's 30 seconds. It's just pushes it wide. That's Gilbrook. Long passes there, 2-on-1. Let's see if they can convert this. Great save. Toby Cleaver-Ross.
Callum Barrett on the save there, quick outlet.
Callum Bear, is that his nickname or what? No. Callum Bear. I did not know that.
Nice
I
save.
know, yeah. Baxter, he makes the goal look very small sometimes. He's just really, really good at positioning and his stance. He doesn't give up much. You have to take it.
Well, he's quick, he's confident, he's mobile, he's communicative.
Yeah,
I hear
Baxter.
his voice up here.
Vote Baxter. He's the eligible bachelor as a Baxter. I don't actually know. He may not be. Good team goal, making the extra pass. That was Dan Watson to, I believe that's number 13.
Well, we're under 2 minutes now. That's England 21, I believe, Scotland 5.
Another outside shot, turnover. Yeah, it was Tom Hallam who scored that goal. There's another Mellor connection. They both play at the Mellor Lacrosse Club. I believe Tom Hallam is their captain there of the Mellor Mud Dogs, the Brabants Park Warriors. For those of you who've never been to Brabants Park, well done. It's an incredibly muddy pitch. It could be have a drought and there'd still be mud at Brabants. Beautiful low to high finish.
Oh, that will feel good to Scotland in the last minute to actually to put in a goal. They don't really seem to have an answer to the England attack. Case in point.
And it's like you can't switch off. You can't bask in the glory of that fantastic low to high finish by Fergus McMahon, the defender from Hillcroft. And 5 seconds later, Dan Watson slotting another one-on-one with the goalie. I'm sure Toby Cleaver-Ross would be wanting to have a few words with his defenders. It's like, well, here he is again. Thanks, guys. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Puppet on a string. It's like, hello, defence. Any of you out there? Calling all defenders. Please come in.
And that's now 23-6 to England.
Yeah, and again, here we see that they're leaving the England man up. And there he is. Will Baxter says, thank you very much. Thanks for playing. Skippity-doo-dah, unorthodox finishing from Dan Watson. But hey, it works, that's effective. And again, nothing the goalkeeper could do about that.
Right. In that case, you've got to leave a man back, mustn't you? I mean, you can't leave the goalie that responsibility.
Well, it's and there is the
final whistle. Yeah, 24-6. England over Scotland.
Outstanding team performance by England, making that extra pass and making the technical adjustments. co-head coaches is obviously the way to go. Vince Cara from the Brooklands Lacrosse Club, and I believe is the England under-19 assistant coach. Alongside him is Mike Bartlett, who coaches everything. He's the head coach of Spain Lacrosse Club, the assistant coach for England national team. He's the coach for Poynton Lacrosse Club. He's the head or founder of Lacrosse the Pond, a program that allows Americans to come and do a one-year master's degree. And as well as that, he coaches Cheshire. Have I mentioned Cheshire? And up until this year, he was the head coach at Manchester University as well. So here we see the men's, a slightly different pattern in their handshakes to the ladies. Choreographed cyclotron of handshakes. This is normally a straight line, but it's kind of a bit of a diagonal.